I'm a holistic stress and resilience coach, and I educate and empower women and mothers to break free from insecurity, limiting beliefs, and fear so that they can see themselves as the beautiful and authentic goddesses that they truly are. Well, is our reality really reality? Now, perhaps these are not the types of questions that you ask yourself every day, but take a moment and ponder these questions with me. What do you think? How do you feel as we dive into this topic? So, we face many conflicts, challenges every single day. Most of the time, we suffer from these conflicts and challenges because our expectations do not align with reality. We perceive that something is wrong in that particular moment and that our reality should be other than it is. So think about it. 99% of our suffering is manifested from ourselves. We either consciously or unconsciously set out expectations of how we want our circumstances, events, or our life to turn out. When things go according to our plan or expectation, we feel content or happy, or we would even think that this is how things should happen, or this is how the way things should be. But when things don't go according to plan, when they don't go according to our expectation, we might feel frustrated, irritated, impatient, disappointed, and so on. Much of the negative emotions that we feel is caused by us rejecting reality. Now, from the ancient teachings of the East, we learn that our world is always changing. While we may have some influence on our external environment, we can never fully control it because there are just too many variables involved. So, in this sense, when we place most of our focus on the external changing world, as a way to find contentment or fulfillment or happiness, we can easily get disheartened. Because life, as we all know, life is full of ups and downs. And if our happiness depends on the ups in life and that we have no control over what, or when this might happen, right? And we don't know how long our hopes and dreams and happiness and everything on the external world. Understandably, we could we could come to feel pretty desperate and helpless at times. So, in the Eastern teachings, we learn to place our focus inwardly because our internal environment is actually something that we can gain some sort of control over. We learn to understand ourselves at a much deeper level. Purities, and in doing so, why we set certain expectations in life. We learn to understand that it is usually not our external environment that is causing us suffering, but rather our unconscious psychological attachments that are actually preventing us from going with the flow of life. So many of the things that we struggle with are actually internal struggles, even though on the surface it appears that our troubles appear to be very external. So, what does this have to do with this topic of today, reality, right? Well, just to make things a little more interesting, our our even our external world, right? our world, which we can confirm with sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, may not actually be what we think it is. We think that we have direct contact and experience with the world around us. But this is not exactly true. Our reality is really a model that's generated in our minds. What we see, smell, taste, hear, touch come into our bodies as sensory signals, which get relayed to the brain. And our brain then uses these incoming information along with past memory, as well as predictions and so forth, to build a model in our mind to create a version of our reality. So you see, there's no one reality that we all share together. In fact, we live in our own little bubble of our own reality. So, what we hold so tightly to be true, or what we feel so strongly to be true, is only true in our little bubble of reality. For example, if you handed, or if I handed you an orange, in your reality, you may see an object that is round, that is orange in color, and you might also receive sensory information such as the texture, the smell of the orange. And then from that, you will build your image or your interpretation of that object. And that is in your reality, that's what an orange is, right? However, if I show the same object to, say, a dog, then this same orange, the reality of this orange to the dog would be very different, right? The color would be different since from smell alone that we cannot detect as humans. So the orange is actually going to look, feel, and smell very, very differently from the perspective of a dog. So you see, our reality is really our interpretation of the information that is coming into us at any given moment. It is the model that is generated in our mind. It is our version of reality. It is not really reality itself. So think about it. Does anyone really know what an orange looks like in reality? And in whose reality, right? Now, because our reality is our own model of the world, our past memories, our conditionings shape the way we see and experience the world, which then feeds information back to us and oftentimes reinforces what we believe is to be true, or what we believe to be true are reinforced. But it's all coming from our perspective, right? So essentially, we are all living in our own universes. So it's no surprise that many of us think that we are the center of the universe because, in a sense, that's true. So if most of our suffering is a result of our own expectations not aligning with reality, and our reality is really a model that we create and generate in our minds, then the saying, "it's all in your head," takes on a whole new meaning. Because it is. It is all in our heads. But this is actually very hopeful. And this means that we have a lot more control over our feelings, emotions, thoughts, and so on than we think. We can actually alter our reality so that we live more content and fulfilling lives. And this is something we can do for ourselves. Whether you believe it or not, it has little to do with our external world. Meditation and many mind-body practices have been very helpful with managing stress and improving health and wellness. But there's so much more to these practices. They can actually help you to unlock answers to questions buried deep within you. Questions that maybe you didn't even know you had, but information hidden in your unconscious that can be, when known, can be transformative, a new reality. So, if you are curious about how meditation and other mind body practices can help you, do reach out. I'd be more than happy to chat with you. Now, if you enjoy this mini training, make sure you follow me at Dora Chan Yoga. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and also have a private Facebook group called DCY Community, Supporting Strong Women Healed from Stress Holistically, where I stream these live trainings, but also share resources, tips, and tools, and special offers in that group. So I'll drop the link in the comments below so that, if you're interested, do come and join the group. I also hold Sanghas every last Sunday of the month, where we come together as a community to dive deeper into various topics. These sessions are live and interactive, and we have a great discussion and conversation around a theme of the week. But otherwise, do just reach out, and I'm happy to tell you more about everything that I do, whatever you might be interested in. So let me know what your biggest takeaway is. Drop your comments below, and if you have any questions, do send them my way. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Take care now.